the people you love, they're in your heart and mind permanently, aren't they? I would be 19 and he would be 17. So I wasn't a teacher. I say, hey Jimmy, you know this, you know? And I said, oh yeah, well that's good. I like that. And he said, do you know this? And he'd show me, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, how do you do that? You know? And then later, and by the mid-60s, we were both studio sharks. And one day I said, do you know Zakir Hussain? And he said, I don't know him personally. I said, he is a phenomenal tabla player. And we had the most, I said, I'm going to bring us together.
John McLaughlin, do I call you Mahavishnu? Do I call you John G? Or
you can call
John?
me anything you like. You can call me anything you like.
I'd say John G. I love the tone of that.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know, in the early 70s, when you were launching Shakti, what was the reason you thought that Zakir Bhai and you could be in this band together and create the kind of music that you did at that time? Because
the first time we played, which was in the house of Ali Akbar Khan in Northern California, where Zakir Bhai was teaching. And I'd done a benefit concert for the Ali Akbar Khan School of Music the day before. This was in 1972. And Zakir Bhai came down from Northern California to Los Angeles, where the concert was. And after the concert, he said, you know, Ali Akbar Khan said, I would really like to thank you. So will you come up to Northern California? So I was off the day. I said, yes, I'll come up with you. So we flew up together and we went to the house of Ali Akbar Khan. And we had dinner there. What a lovely man. And anyway, I already knew him, and I knew how great he was. But that meeting was for me fantastic to meet, really, and be in his house, the Khansab's house. But this is where I proposed to Zakir that we do a little jam session for Khansab. I mean, pretentious, you know. I mean, when I think about it now, but we sat down and we played, and something quite amazing happened to both of us. Within about 30 seconds, we were looking at each other like, this can't be true. How beautiful, how easy it is to play, both of us. And it was really this experience, because we'd already stayed in touch. We met in '69, but we'd stayed in touch because we wanted to. But after that, within a year, I had invited L. Shankar, who was the nephew of my guru's percussionist. I was studying South Indian Veena on the East Coast with Dr. Ramanathan, and his mridangam player was Rama Raghavanji. And he introduced me to L. Shankar, who was teaching South Indian violin at the university, and same age as me. And we started hanging out together, and he was a wonderful violin player. At that time, it was amazing. And one day I said, do you know Zakir Hussain? And he said, I don't know him personally. I said, he is a phenomenal tabla player. And we had the most, I said, I'm going to bring us together. And I went to my guru, but I wanted South Indian. Zakir Bhai is North Indian, I know, but I was studying South Indian because I love South Indian music also. And I went to my guru and asked him, can I borrow your mridangam player, please? so Janji, take it, take him. So, but he was in the older generation, so this was only, we started to do concerts in 1973. And this really was behind the motor behind this was this experience both Zakir and I had in the house of Ali Akbar Khan Sahib in 1972. This was a kind of revolution for both of us, because we, in all of the different variations of Shakti, Zakir Bhai and I have always been there. So we were the heart and soul of Shakti. And of course it was marvelous, even the one when we couldn't find El Shankar for an English tour. And so we invited the great Hariprasad Chaurasia.
On the flute.
Yes, beautiful, fabulous. And then when Srinivas came in.
God bless his soul, what a player.
Wonderful. Yeah. And then subsequently, the great, wonderful Shankar Mahadeva, fabulous. And then after we lost Srinivas, this was a big blow to us. So, and I didn't want to go back to look for another mandolin player, because Srinivas is so unique. And I'd known Ganesh and what's his brother's name? Gumaresh.
Yeah.
Ganesh Kumaresh. I know both the brothers. And I had actually I did a concert with Zakir Bhai with the two brothers, but maybe, I don't know now, 25 years ago, in the south coast of France. And I heard Ganesh play. What a violinist. I mean, they were both great. So when we lost Srinivas, I suggested to Zakir Bhai, Ganesh ji, and well, the rest is history. This has been the formation now since we lost it. But at the center of it, it was Zakir Bhai and myself, which is why when we lost him physically, for me, I cannot, Shakti's ended, really. It's a fabulous adventure we had together, hundreds of concerts. How many meals together, how many jokes, how much laughter we've had together. Because on stage, sometimes the music became so wonderful that we would just start laughing while playing. And that's amazing.
You have such a profound love for India. Would you say, I mean, this happened even before you met Zakir Bhai, but today would you say the reason for your profound love for India, one of the most important reasons, is Ustad Zakir Hussain?
Yes, but my first attraction to India was because of his philosophy.
Spirituality, yeah?
Yes, because for thousands of years you've been addressing the great existential questions, which I began asking myself around 1967, say. But in those days, when there was no computer, there was no internet, nothing. Everything, you had to go to a library to discover, or some institution. So, but I quickly learned that it was only in Asia in general and India in particular where you've been addressing these questions for thousands of years and have found answers. So I became a follower of your Indian culture already by 1968. I was changed my diet. I started practicing yoga and meditation, because I wanted to answer these great questions of existence. And the quest goes on till today. How many years later? My goodness.
50 years. 60, yeah. Wow. Johnji, you remember the last time you met Zakir Bhai?
The last time,
Yeah,
yes,
the last
it was
time.
the last concert we played in Austin, Texas. Yes, unforgettable.
And then post the concert, he just said bye, or did you have a meal together?
Oh yes, we always ate together afterwards, but that's the last time we actually physically met. Unfortunately, we spoke on the phone because there were, the recordings. The live recording just got 2 Grammy nominations.
Yes.
It's unbelievable, because we got one for the studio recording, and now we have 2. And I wasn't there the first time, which was in January 23, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so between January 23 and December 24 I was working on mixing with Selva Ganeshji the live album. But I was, we have a group WhatsApp, and so we'd be even somebody would send a good joke, we'd all get it, or have a group chat, or just someone you care for, you speak to them. So it was a violent shock for me when we lost him. That said, at least 2 years before that date, I noticed that his health had become more fragile. I did notice. And I said to him, maybe you should take more care, less traveling. He was a constant traveler, constantly doing concerts. But, he loved it. That was his love and his life. I know that, because I was doing the same thing. And I'm older than he is. I just stopped. Actually, it was the end of the Shakti tour. I stopped. Maybe it was a sign, because 11 months later, we'd lost him.
On the 14th, the Shakti members, remaining members, are going to be on stage. You're being joined by Ranjit Barrett and Louis Banks, Gino Banks, some other musicians.
Tawfiq Ji.
Yes. At 6:30 p.m., which is part of Maestro Forever. I'd like you to talk about that performance. Would you feel that Zakir Bhai is on stage with you people when you take the stage?
Well, he's with us all the time, isn't he? I mean, the people you love, they're in your heart and mind permanently, aren't they? They live there.
Yes.
So there's no question about whether his presence will be felt. No question at all. Very much so. But his place on the stage, there will be his tabla,
Wow.
his little cushion, and a light shining on that spot, and nobody will go near it.
Oh my God. You're going to leave that place vacant.
And that yes. Yes.
My last question is, I believe you taught Jimmy Page how to play the guitar. Did he take lessons from you?
I mean, lessons, not really lessons. I mean, I would be 19 and he would be 17. So I wasn't a teacher. I'd say, hey, Jimmy, you know this? And I said, oh, yeah, well, that's good. I like that. And he said, do you know this? And he'd show me, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, how do you do that? And then later, by the mid-60s, we were both studio sharks.
Doing sessions, huh?
Yes, no, but that's, for the first time, we both had money in our pocket. Because before that, we were poor, starving musicians. But that's part of life, isn't it? But I saw him 2 years ago. Was it 2 years so far ago? I don't remember. It was a memorial that Eric Clapton had organized after we lost Jeff Beck. And so we met after. Oh no, I saw him. In 1970s, I went to see Led Zeppelin.
Him and Plant.
In California. They were and I was in Los Angeles. I saw them in Los Angeles. And John Paul Jones, we were in a soul band together. I taught him harmony. I actually did teach the bass player. He was a very good musician. So, yes, I have.
That's why you're a guru, Johnji.
My roots go back all the way. 1960. I was 18 years old playing with Georgie Fame and the Blue Flames. Rhythm and blues. So, yes, you see, I'm just an old hippie.
Thank you, Johnji. Thank you very much.
94.3 Radio 1.